Opinions are divided about what happened in this video. Some feel that Wike did absolutely nothing wrong, that he shook hands with the Indian Prime Minister and was quickly on his way. But it doesn't take a trained eye to see that he breached protocol. He should have waited after shaking hands with him. If the Indian Prime Minister wanted to enter a vehicle, he should have waited patiently for him to finish whatever he was doing, whether he wanted to look around before entering the vehicle. He should have accorded him that courtesy, allowed him to finish off and enter the vehicle before leaving the scene. Instead of doing all that, Wike treated him like sort of his bosom friend. Hey, bye-bye, let me be going. No. This is a breach of protocol. The office of the Indian Prime Minister is equivalent to the office of the President in Nigeria. So the job of Wike is just to receive the Indian Prime Minister, which he did at the airport, take him to his hotel, and the next day, that's if he's sleeping over before seeing Tinubu, or he's going to see him in a few hours, Wike was supposed to arrive at the hotel, then take him to Aso Rock. His job ends there. He has nothing to discuss with the Indian Prime Minister. They are not equals. But he treated him as if he is his bosom friend. This is evident in this photo. Look at how Wike was looking at him. This was just an exchange of a handshake, and he was sort of jeering at him. Also, the way Wike positioned himself, he's not observing the required distance between him and the Prime Minister. The offices they hold are not equal, so he's not free to treat him anyhow he wishes. He was just too social with him, which is disrespectful. The only person that can be overly social with him is someone that occupies the same office like him. And in our own case, it is the president of the country, equivalent to a prime minister of India. Just like when Wike was still the governor of Rivers State, imagine a commissioner in another state treating him the same way he treated the Indian Prime Minister. It would be deemed disrespectful because they do not occupy the same office. In the power hierarchy, a governor is way above a commissioner. In fact, a governor appoints a commissioner, just like the Indian Prime Minister can appoint a minister, which is the office Wike is holding in Nigeria. Anyway, all this analysis is to make it clear that Wike, being a former executive governor of Rivers State, understands protocol very well. So why did he shove the Indian Prime Minister? Why was he in a hurry? Why didn't he accord him the required courtesy and allow him to finish off before leaving the scene? It can only mean that he did it without knowing himself. He wasn't himself when he did it. Maybe he was under the influence of alcohol, like many have insinuated, but he denied doing anything wrong when the news broke. He said that he was just in a hurry to leave, and it was rumored at the time that they have caused an investigation at the villa, and as a result, he was barred from entering the villa. Of course, no one knows if that is true, but the news story now is from the People's Gazette. They are reporting that Wike is about to be given a query by the presidency, and he doesn't want to be queried to explain his conduct to the Indian Prime Minister. As a matter of fact, they claim their sources are saying that the files are already in front of Tinubu, awaiting his authorization. In order to circumvent all that, Wike has now changed his story. He is now claiming that it was diarrhea that forced him to leave the scene in a hurry, that he has been suffering from diarrhea for the past few days and he was in a hurry to liberate himself, that he didn't mean any disrespect to the Indian Prime Minister. Is anything going to come out of all this? Absolutely not. In fact, the chances of Wike being queried or sacked at this time is near zero. Remember, the reason he's in the cabinet of the APC is because of the role he played during the presidential election of last year. He successfully rigged the election in favor of APC. He took the votes of Labour Party and P2B and gave it to APC. It was so blatant. As a matter of fact, the records on INEC IREV still existed today, verified by many prestigious newspapers, the BBC, Premium Times, and other Nigerian journalists. So this is Wike's reward for rigging the votes in favor of APC. He's not yet a liability to be pushed aside, so he's still needed. That's why when people say that he will soon be sacked by Tinubu, it's laughable, because like minds attract each other. Is it a surprise that people of questionable character are always associated with APC? No, they are simply doing their job. They are there for a reason. All they can do, Because if you are not a criminal or if you don't have a questionable character, that means you cannot execute the job the way they want you to do it. So it's only people of questionable character who can do the unthinkable, who can magically, with all powers, with all intimidation, take the votes of a political party and give it to another party without consequence, and they will tell you to go to court. When you go to that court, the court will not only mock you, they will even fine you on top of the fact that you are a victim. This is the Nigeria APC have built. They only celebrate and reward wrongdoers. They never celebrate people of good character. That means our values have dropped very low. That's why people celebrate and hail their oppressors, despite the fact that they know that these people are the people that are causing the hardship in the land. They are the people causing all the sufferings, all the low purchasing power, all the high cost of petrol, everything that is wrong in Nigeria's society today. They are the people responsible, but in the streets of Nigeria, it reflects something different. That's why many people say the hardship is not yet biting hard, because if it were, people wouldn't be voting for APC. They'll be seeing APC as a plague that should be avoided like a disease. Now, because competence is not the yardstick for appointing people in political offices for this administration, it is reflecting on the quality of appointees. It also doesn't put Nigeria in a good light in the international community, considering that an Indian prime minister or head of state of another country can be treated with disrespect by a minister in Nigeria. This administration has a legitimacy problem. The world is aware of that. Most Western countries monitored the 2023 presidential election. They saw everything that happened. They experienced the rigging. That's why many countries are avoiding Nigeria. They are avoiding close contact with the leadership, most especially because of his character and drug-related crimes in the US. That's why in close to 18 months they've been in power, only one country's leader from G7 has visited. That's the German Chancellor, Olaf. And a few days ago, the Indian Prime Minister decided to reciprocate the visit Tinubu made last year. Apart from these two leaders, no other leader of a country of repute has visited Nigeria. All the countries he has visited, especially France, maybe he has gone to France more than 5 times. He goes for medical treatment in France, but Macron has never considered it worthy to pay a visit to Nigeria. No one wants to come here. Now, consider this on a personal level. If you've paid your friend a visit, maybe 2 times in the past 1 year, and he has never paid you a visit, wouldn't it be wise for you to stop paying him a visit until he at least returns 1 visit to you? Now, put it on a country scale. The leader of your country has visited a country once. He has visited there are many countries, Tinubu, and the leader of that country haven't deemed it worthy to at least return 1 visit. There are many countries Tinubu have visited several times the past 18 months. As a matter of fact, both of them, that's talking about Tinubu and Shettima, have been out of the country for about 6 months. Inside the 18 months they've been in power, they spent billions of naira in escorts and all their travel expenses. What value have they brought to Nigeria? You belittle yourself when at the slightest excuse you run to a foreign country. With time, you will lose respect, even if they don't show it. But definitely within their system, they will start treating you with disrespect. Imagine negotiating with such a country on a business deal. They will get whatever they want, while you, that is always begging for aid, will get peanuts. The worst of us are representing us. They are wasting everyone's time. They don't know what to do with Nigeria's potential. Not that they should be proud, but at least they should have some self-respect. If you respect yourself, others will respect you. Like the saying goes, respect is reciprocal. Thanks for watching.